Fourth one is more of not a meditation question anymore. The Buddha gave a simile of a blind, not blind turtle, blind turtle. The Buddha gave a simile of a blind turtle which comes out every 100 years to the sea level, and the head just passed through a hole at a wooden plank floating on the sea. The chances to reborn as a human being is so rare and precious. The Buddha also mentioned just by performing a simple virtue, a lady is reborn as a deity, in bracket Dhamma talk, which I talked about it some time back, some talks back. Not here. Reborn as a deity is a happy resultant, but doesn't guarantee further spiritual development. Hence, making an intention to be reborn, if not enlightened, to a place where one can still practice Buddhism is a better choice. Please comment. Yeah. Now, but the Buddha gave a simile of the blind turtle. It pops up the head, go through a plank for 100 years. So with that, it says that the chances to reborn as a human is rare and precious. But I also did mention, the Buddha mentioned, by performing simple action, simple generosity, one can reborn as a deva also. So now the contrasting here is this. Even there's two simile here, there are two simile here, but they are looking at things at different level. For us to able to do something wholesome, that means, in other words, you have changed your mind for a long period of time already. We don't realize that the simple act of giving, a simple act of offering or anything, we look at ourselves, it's so easy for us to do. But it's a very difficult thing to do for untold beings. Just because you're fortunate to have right understanding, right view, and so on, then you can able to do good actions. Whether you are a Buddhist or not does not matter, but you can able to do that act. But many beings may not be humans, but they may be other beings in all other planes of existence. They are not necessary, they have the idea to do even good deeds. So for you to able to do good deeds, it's a really different thing already. So that's why for us to able to do something good, and then that we can able to reborn as a human being or as a devas and so on, and then it's really fortunate in that sense. But then also the Buddha also mentioned that just by, as the commentary here also it says, by performing a simple act of virtue, simple act of generosity, one can reborn as a deva plane of existence. Now this one also is true, because if you do it with confidence and understanding, then that can be very powerful. Although we see it as actions, but we don't see what the mind is going through. So too, a lot of times people look down on meditation. They don't realize that a purified mind is really a very much more higher stage of mind than when you do dana. Dana is another type of actions, but dana, when you do it, your mind sometimes may not be purified, but you still do the action. The merits is still there too. I'm not looking down on dana, it's just different. But when your mind is purified, every time you purify the mind, every moment, a single moment of mindfulness arises. That means the wholesome mind arises. The wholesome resultant is already there. It's going to be there. The wholesome resultant is going to be there. Whether it's going to be immediate next moment or in future, this life or future lives, but we do not know. So the thing is that the purified mind is a very powerful mind. So So sometimes we do not know. Just by performing a simple act, one can reborn in a much more happier planes of existence. So don't underestimate a purified mind, a good state of mind, or even the generosity itself. The problem is that when we are reborn as a deity, and no, it's not a problem, sorry, not a problem. You see, sometimes people thought that reborn in a deity is all about kai kai, happy, relax. No need to work, no need to all this type of thing. And then they thought that may not able to get Buddhism up there, or wherever they are. But actually, if you read the suttas, there are multitudes of devas come in to listen to the Buddha. And just by listening, a lot of them, I mean, countless of them attain the first stage or even higher. Uh, there are a number of suttas that they says that the devas come in, although humans cannot see them, but those people with special supernatural powers, they see that it's full of devas, full of, cannot see a space where the devas don't come. There's no deva. So by the Buddha able to see this situation by giving special type of dhamma talk, just for the for their to their inclination, and then these devas, just by a little bit of meditation, all enlightened. It looks so easy, huh? When here we are, meditate kami siao until gila, neither here nor there. But you see, many multitudes of deva attain enlightenment now. More than actually, I think, more than human beings. So, of course, even if you're reborn as a human being, it doesn't mean guarantee that there's Buddhism, This time we are fortunate that we were reborn, we in the right place, and the teachings of the Buddha is still there. Then we can able to at least scrape something, from the Buddha Sasana. We may not have the Buddha is around 2,500 years ago, but we are still in the tail end, so we can still scrape here and there, So we are still fortunate in a sense. But the thing is that rebirth, it's like, like you go to a casino playing roulette, you throw the ball bearing or whatever, the dice inside it. You don't know which number is going to land into it. You go round and round, you throw the ball inside, round, 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 round. You get number 5. Okay, 死了, Deva. You get number 50. Okay, down the hell. We do not know, because all of us, although we did a lot of good deeds, but we cannot remember that we also did a lot of bad deeds also. Not only in this life, but also in past life. And these bad deeds, sekali suka-suka, when the condition is there, you just come up and just take you to all the different planes of existence. So rebirth is like playing all this roulette thing, So the best is that when we have the Buddha Sasana is still around, when the teaching is still around, we try our best just to get out of this cycle of birth and rebirth. If not, we'll still just carry on playing with the dice here and there. So the thing is that, again, reborn as a human being, problem is it is rare and precious, true. Reborn in a human being, and you find the Dhamma. And then from 100 years become 1,000 years already. And the hole gets smaller. The plank gets smaller. Your chances is going to decide. And to able to see Buddhism and able to walk the path, like doing generosity, taking the 5 precept, 8 precept, uposatha, things like that. And then the chances is going to be like 10,000 years already, one time. Not 100 years already, this is 10,000. And then some more you can able to meditate and all that thing, then the chances is even rare. Further the rat. I don't know how to count already. So, so for us to meditate, the chances is for us to able to have the ability to meditate because the mind is clear enough. The mind is clear, the body is healthy. Then we make the effort so that we try to develop as far as we can go. We do not know what's the next rebirth is going to take place. We really do not know. We do not know whether it's Buddhism will still be around the corner or not. Because if not, it's going to go in the dark ages, as the Buddha says, where the period where there's no Dhamma at all. So, like that, no? So better meditate and get out of this samsara. Well,